victory in the Pacific. But a new enemy lurks. With Japan's surrender, the US Navy made a thrilling discovery. 24 captured submarines, some brimming with cutting-edge technology. Towed to Sasebo Bay for analysis, these vessels held the key to future underwater dominance. But euphoria turned to alarm. Intelligence reports revealed a chilling truth. The Soviets craved these technological marvels. The captured subs, meant to be trophies, became potential pawns in a new Cold War. Operation Road's End, a daring gamble. The US Navy devised a daring plan. Operation Road's End. Most of the subs would be sent on a one-way trip to a watery graveyard, Point Deep 6, far beyond Soviet reach. Scuttling these technological marvels felt like drowning innovation, but it was a necessary evil. However, fate intervened. 4 submarines, including 2 extraordinary specimens, were spared a watery demise. These weren't ordinary subs. They were the crown jewels, the legendary I-400 class submarine carriers. Taking flight beneath the waves, the almost rise of submarine aircraft carriers. The early 20th century saw an ambitious dream take shape, launching aircraft from submerged submarines. Imagine seaplanes soaring into action, undetected by enemy shores, gathering intel or delivering surprise attacks. Germany takes the lead. World War I ignited the first attempts. Germany modified seaplanes for bombing raids, with one daring mission dropping bombs near London in 1915. But the aircraft lacked the range needed for true impact. Undeterred, Germany envisioned launching seaplanes from submerged submarines for extended reach. In 1915, U-12 successfully completed this feat, carrying a seaplane 30 miles before releasing it for a covert mission along the British coast. Despite this success, the concept never gained full military backing. Global experimentation. The idea was far from isolated. Britain and the US also dabbled in submarine-launched aircraft. The British HMS E-22 could carry seaplanes on deck, but they were vulnerable on the surface and couldn't be launched underwater. The US explored the concept, with purchased German seaplanes aboard the S-1 submarine, but launch and recovery difficulties, coupled with limited military value, put a damper on the project. France and Italy's attempts. France and Italy took a different approach, constructing submarines with built-in hangars for reconnaissance seaplanes. The French Surcouf, a marvel of engineering, boasted a hangar, torpedo tubes, and even a twin-gun turret. Italy's Ettore Mosca was designed with a waterproof hangar and aircraft specifically made for the task. However, both programs faced setbacks. The Italian project was ultimately cancelled, and Ettore Mosca's hangar was removed before it even entered service. The dream that faded. Despite these early efforts, the dream of a true submarine aircraft carrier faded. Technological limitations, operational challenges, and evolving warfare tactics all played a role. While the concept may have never reached its full potential, these early attempts remain a fascinating footnote in naval history, a testament to the relentless pursuit of innovation in warfare. So close, yet so deep, the tragic tale of HMS M2. The Royal Navy, hamstrung by treaties and a devastating loss, faced a dilemma. Their M-class submarines, designed for a bygone era, needed a new purpose. Enter HMS M2, destined for a unique and ultimately tragic transformation. Birth of a flying submarinimo underwent a remarkable metamorphosis. A watertight hangar became home to a nimble parnal P2C plane. But M2 wasn't just a carrier, it became a launchpad. A hydraulic catapult was installed, allowing the Pato to soar from a ramp on the submarine's deck. This innovative duo could conduct reconnaissance missions, the sub diving unseen, while the plane gathered intel. A dance with danger. The crew of M2 prided themselves on their swift seaplane launches. constantly pushing the limits of speed. But this obsession with speed proved to be their undoing. During exercises in 1932, M2 plunged beneath the waves, never to resurface. A deadly discovery. Hope dwindled with each passing day, finally extinguished on January 29th. Divers later made a chilling discovery. The hangar door was open, the peto still nestled inside. This suggested a catastrophic error. The hatch opened while submerged, dooming the M2 and its crew. A dream. Lost. Despite valiant salvage attempts, the Royal Navy eventually conceded defeat. The M2, a testament to ambition and innovation, now lies silent on the seabed. Its story serves as a tragic reminder of the fine line between progress and peril, and marks the end of the Royal Navy's foray into submarine-launched aircraft. Airborne assassins, the rise and fall of submarine aircraft. By the late 1930s, a daring vision took hold in the world's navies. Submarines, traditionally lurking beneath the waves, were poised to launch a new kind of attack. From the air. Germany's ambitious plans. Germany envisioned massive cruiser U-boats, dwarfing any existing submarine. These underwater behemoths, planned in 1939, would carry a single Arado R-231 float plane. However, the outbreak of war forced them to shelve this ambitious project. Undeterred, they experimented with the unique Fokker Achilles FA-330, a rotary-wing gyro glider launched from some long-range U-boats. They also explored the Flettner FL-282 Colibri, a compact helicopter for a single pilot, but it never saw operational use. Japan takes center stage. Across the Pacific, Japan embraced the concept wholeheartedly. With a fleet of 47 submarines capable of carrying seaplanes, primarily the Type B, they became the undisputed leader in this unconventional warfare. Submarines, like the I-15 and I-17, boasting impressive speed and range, housed Yokosuka E-14Y seaplanes in hangars positioned in front of the conning tower. A stinging success. The effectiveness of these flying submarines was undeniable. In 1942, the I-26 inflicted damage on the USS Saratoga aircraft carrier, while the I-19 dealt a heavy blow to the USS Wasp with torpedoes. Even more audacious, the I-25 launched the only aerial attack on the US mainland in September 1942, dropping incendiary bombs near Brookings, Oregon. Larger, faster, more vulnerable Japan also developed the AM Submarine class, which could carry 2 seaplanes, but sacrificed underwater performance for Rangian speed. This vulnerability proved fatal for the I-13, sunk by US Lawrence Sea, Taylor and aircraft from US Anzio in July 1945. The story of submarine aircraft carriers, however, doesn't end there. The next chapter belongs to the Godzilla of the deep, the immense I-400 class submarines. Imagine a submarine so big it dwarfs its contemporaries, a leviathan lurking beneath the waves. This wasn't a figment of imagination, but the awe-inspiring reality of the I-400 class, the largest submarines built until the nuclear age, brainchild of a mastermind. Conceived by the legendary Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, the plan was ambitious, a fleet of 18 I-400s. However, only 3, I-400, I-401, and I-402, ever materialized. Giants of steel. These behemoths were unlike anything seen before, displacing a staggering 6,500 tons and stretching over 400 feet long. They were 3 times the size of standard submarines. Their unique figure-8 hull design provided the strength needed to support a massive on-deck hangar. A surprise attack platform, the I-400s weren't just big, they were innovative. Their core strategy revolved around surprise attacks. They would surface, launch their deadly cargo, and vanish back into the depths before detection. A carrier of devastation. Speaking of cargo, each I-400 housed 3 specially designed Aichi M6A Seiran aircraft. These weren't flimsy seaplanes. They were armored with a hefty 760-pound bomb load and boasted an impressive range of 650 miles at a blistering 360 mph. For added stealth, the Seiran's wings and stabilizers folded neatly, allowing them to fit within the hangar and minimize the submarine's profile. With a dedicated crew of 4, all 3 planes could be prepped and launched in just 45 minutes using a formidable 120-foot catapult. Unmatched capacity. What truly set the I-400 class apart was its ability to carry 3 aircraft. While most Japanese submarine aircraft carriers could only manage 1 or 2, the I-400 tripled the aerial assault potential. Global reach. Powered by 4 massive engines, these underwater giants had an incredible operational range. They could carry enough fuel to circumnavigate the globe 1.5 times, granting them the ability to strike anywhere on Earth, a terrifying prospect for Allied forces in the Pacific. Amidst mounting setbacks, Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, Commander-in-Chief of the Japanese Combined Fleet, devised a bold strategy to strike key American cities, including New York and Washington, D.C. To achieve this audacious goal, Captain Chikao Yamamoto and Commander Yasuo Fujimori proposed a covert submarine attack named Sentoku to incapacitate the locks of the Panama Canal. By severing American supply lines to the Pacific Ocean and disrupting the transfer of US ships, the Japanese aimed to gain a significant strategic advantage. Initially, the Japanese recognized the presence of American fortifications guarding the canal on both sides. However, as the war progressed and Japan's prospects dimmed, security around the canal gradually weakened. Intelligence gathering and interviews with American prisoners of war revealed compromised defensive measures, making the feasibility of the plan more apparent.